Greetings, 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 greetings. What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, man. Let me just make sure I have audio on Facebook. What's good, my brothers and sisters? What's good, my Niji? What's good, my indigenous peoples? What's good to the world? Wagwan. Let's make sure we have audio on Facebook. What's good, my brothers and sisters? What's good? Yeah, we got audio on Facebook. This one, of course, is another quick one, but I want to show y'all something real quick. All right, and let y'all know we always had a right to self-identify because we are a distinct people. All right, so we had that right back then, and we always had that right, and we still do have that right. Okay, the only things that the only I mean, I'm just being honest, right? The only thing that's preventing us from being who we are or stepping up and taking charge of who we are or reclaiming our birthright is really us. We are our biggest enemies, right? So I'm going to show you a clip from Cadillac Man, with Chuck Berry as I think Mos Def playing the main character, right? And I'll let the clip speak for itself, and after I'll come back with my commentary. Of course, this is strictly for knowledge purposes. Don't believe anything that I say. If I ask you to believe me, then I'm lying to you, because in the word believe is the word lie. I only deal with the no. I don't do belief systems. So with that being said, let me go ahead and share the screen and get into that. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Cadillac Man. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Chuck Berry's ID. All right. That's what we're going to check out right now in the commentary. All right. Let me know, where you're tuning in from, so I could give you a shout out after we get through this. Okay. Let's go.
I love this house.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Jim.
Y'all can't come in here.
I'm Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry's a country and western singer.
Is he? You know who else he is? He's me.
Says he's Chuck Berry. Let me see some ID.
All right, then. ID.
This license says you Indian. That pinup make you look like a white man. What the
Let's
hell?
hear that again.
That pinup make you look like it says you Indian.
All right, then. ID.
This license says you Indian. Let me see some ID.
All right, then. ID.
This license
Let's hear it
says
one
you
more
Indian.
time.
Let me see some ID.
All right, then. ID.
This license says you Indian. That pinup make you look like a white man. What the hell are you?
Well, I'm a musician, and my name is Chuck Berry, and I can be whatever you need me to be to play in your fine establishment this evening.
All right, boom. I'm going to stop right here. All right, because I got a couple of points to make. All right. So first of all, okay, boom, let's check this out. All right. His ID did not say Native American. His ID said American Indian. It says he was an Indian. All right. Now, let me ask you a question. Why would the government or the motor vehicles at that time, okay, in the time of Chuck Berry, give him a driver's license that says he's an Indian? Especially when we were not allowed to play in certain establishments. You feel me? That is because we always were separate. We always had a right to self-identify. Okay? We were the ones, of course, there was a little bit of coercion, but we were the ones who wanted to fit in. You heard what he said? I'll be anything that you want me to be. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, to play in your wonderful establishment. So we had to give up our American Indian identity to get certain privileges, to get certain perks, to get certain benefits. but our IDs, okay, stated that we were American Indians, and we still have a right to self-identify. Now, let me ask you a question. What ID do you have at the present moment that speaks of your original American Indian indigenous identity? You feel me? Like I said before, man, we are the only ones that's preventing us from stepping up to reclaiming our birthright and be who we are. It is really that simple. Really, really that simple. I mean, I can't make it up. I cannot make this up. So I'm just pointing these things up, just pointing them out. As you could see, man, hold up, of course the internet's starting to act up right now, but as you could see, I'm back on my thing. Dropping that knowledge for everybody to see and hear. Okay. And when I come across these little bits of jewels and gems, it just kind of like solidifies and it builds on what I've been teaching you for all these years. All right. And you have to ask yourself these questions, like I said, logical questions, legitimate questions. Why in a period where we were not allowed to play in certain establishments, right, that the government, DMV, whatever you want to call it, would issue a driver's license to a so-called black man, a slave from Africa, all right, that he's an Indian on an ID. That's interesting. That's interesting. But like I said, we had to give up us being Indians to fit into the criteria of who a United States citizen was when they hijacked our nationality, our identity, and our race. American Indian is a race of people. It is not just a continent. It's not just a location. No, it's a race. American Indian is a race, and there's only one American Indian. The same way that there is one African, the same way that there is one original European, the same way that there is one original Asian. There's only one American, and that is us. That is our race. That's our identity. That's our birthright. That's why the Europeans took it away from us. Okay? Of course, it started with the so-called Black Europeans first, and then it was adopted by the people that call themselves either native or the people that call themselves Americans right now, but they are all Europeans. They took our racial identity. That's our identity as a distinct race. All right? So I'm asking you once more, what ID do you have that you are traveling with? Wherever you go, that states that you are either American Indian or indigenous to this land. And no one should put us in a position where we should be, how would I put it? Let me see, discriminated against when it comes to us self-identifying. No government, no police officer, no court, no president, none of them. The only reason why it's happening is because we are not united. The only reason why it's happening is because we are not standing up as who we are. And we walking around talking about we black or African American and this and that and all that nonsense. Okay, that's not who we are. Okay, we got to start growing some cojones, man. We got to start standing up as who we truly are. They taught us to be afraid. And they taught us to fight each other. Only be warriors amongst yourself. The Indians, they were savages, they were fighters. And they taught our people how to direct that energy towards each other and not fight the system that's literally still colonizing us. Okay? But we're still here. We never came. All right? We never came. We have always been here. So I'm just giving you a little snippet. Like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. Just wanted to drop that bit of information, things to make you think about today. All right. So when you rise the next day, tomorrow, whatever day it is, you have to start asking yourself these questions. Who am I really? Why aren't I stepping in my true identity? Why do I have to allow a foreign entity as the United States, the federal government, and their people, okay, to determine who I am? We have to ask ourselves these questions. How is that everybody else could be who they are, but we can't be who we are? Even the real Africans come into the Americas and they are identified as Africans, as who they truly are. They are not called African Americans. They're called Africans because that's who they are. So it is time that we step up and take back our birthright. It is ours. It belongs to us. Nobody has and how would I put it? Nobody has that ancestral right or that inherited right to take that away from us. Okay? It belongs to us. And like I said before, America will never be great again until the original people are restored. And when I say America, I'm talking about the entire continent. The United States is not America. I've made that statement and proven that a million times before. So we're not even going to get into that. All right? We're not going to get into it. Because the same thing is happening all over the Americas. Foreigners taking our place. And we are being treated like dogs in our own motherland. Everybody's living the American dream, but the true Americans, we live in a nightmare. We got to put a stop to that. Has to stop. And the only people that could stop it is us. Nobody else but us. Because everybody else is reaping the benefit, the perks of being an American. Facts over feelings. Okay? So all the different little names we calling ourselves, and that is, again, that is just, those are just tools that are being used to separate us from who we truly are. Bottom line is this, okay? Whether you want to debate American Indian, indigenous, I don't care what you want to call it. We are the original people of the land. Period, point blank. And what I know is American Indian is written in law. American Indian is written in the treaties. I know that for sure. The first company that started the hijack was the West Indian Company. And I know this for sure, the Americas is India superior. So y'all could debate this if y'all want. I ain't got time to debate. I'm always ready to put in that work. I'm always ready to stand, and that's where I'm at. And I'm going to continue to stand on those principles. Togetherness, community, bring back the village. Bring back we, the American Indian people. That's what I'm about. All right, so go look at that clip a million times. Let it sink in. Why is his ID? Why is it saying American Indian? Such a time. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me see if I could pull up exactly that period where Chuck Berry was actually let me see if I could pull it up. Give me 1 second real quick because I want to be specific. Give me 1 second here. Hold up. All right, let's go into Google. All right, Chuck Berry. All right, so we have Chuck Berry, and what period we're talking about? Okay, we're talking about okay, so he was born, I think, in 1926, right? So we are literally talking around that time. I'm assuming it's in like the 60s and the 60s, right? So the 60s or the 70s. So we are going literally a few years back, and his ID is saying that he's American Indian. His driver's license said he was an American Indian in the 60s or the 70s. So what happened to us then? If we were American Indians then and before that, how is that all of a sudden we black and we're from Africa? How is that all of a sudden we African American? If your great-great-grandmother told you were American Indian, you know what I'm saying? How is that, a few years later, we something else? But yet still, if a dog had a dog 2 million years ago, it is still a dog today. If a donkey had donkeys 2 million years ago, it is still a donkey, right? If a zebra had zebras 2,000 years ago, today it is still a zebra, right? But if we were American Indians in 1492, our grandmothers, our great grandmothers said we were the Indians. How is that in 2024 we are black or we are African American? Somebody please let it make sense to me. Let it make sense. Because you know what we do? We self-sabotage. We are always taking away who we are to fit in, to get the benefits, to get the privileges that the United States is giving us, and we are taking it to diminish who we truly are. When the truth of the matter is, if we stand on who we truly are, everything belongs to us. Everything belongs to us. The abundance is ours. So we don't have to ask for privileges no more. We don't have to beg anybody for anything anymore. We will be at the table making the decisions opposed to other people making it for us. Because why? Only the indigenous people of a land, the original people, can truly make laws. Everybody else are just passing codes and statutes and ordinances, and they're dealing with a legal structure, not a lawful structure. I mean, it's not my first time saying this. I've been saying it. I'm just showing you different bits and footage and clips and, things so that your eyes could really see and your ears could really hear something from a different perspective. But I've been telling you this. I've been telling you this for years now. That's it. You see, the United States cannot force us to be who they want us to be unless we allow it. Oh, well, this ID is not recognized here and this and that and that. Says whom? Says you? Who are you? Who are you to institute something called a real ID and tell me that's what I have to have? I don't have to have that. We're only forced to have it because we are not stepping up and coming together. So it's difficult for one individual, two individuals, 20 individuals, 30, 50, 100 to make these moves. But can you imagine thousands and thousands and thousands of us say, listen, man, we know who we are. And this is what we acknowledge as our ID. And you ain't got a choice but accept it as what it is. I promise you, a different tune will be sung at that time. My brothers and sisters, everything that's happening to us is because we allow it to happen. And I'll tell you why we are suffering, and I'm going to get out of here. All right? Who knows? I might just pop up and do another video. That's what I do, right? All right, but let me pull this up. Give me 1 second, please. Let us go look at the, and you will see why we are suffering, because it's our fault, okay? Most people think you suffer because of what people do to you, no. Well, in a sense it is, but let me show you the etymology of the word suffer. So when we're talking about we are suffering and we are this and we are that, let me explain to you exactly why we suffer and who's responsible for us suffering. Let me show it to you real quick before I get out of here. Okay, check it out. The etymology of the word suffer. What does it say? 13th century, allow to occur or continue, refrain from hindering, fail to prevent or suppress, also to be made to undergo, endure, be subjected to pain, death, punishment, grief, injury, humiliation. Isn't that what our people are going through? Because we permit it, we tolerate it, we bear it, we allow it to happen, we refrain from hindering it, we refrain from preventing it. Why? Because we want the benefits of the United States. We don't have to be on their welfare. We don't need their food stamps because guess what? All those resources are coming from us anyway. It's coming from our land anyway. It's ours. It's already ours. We ain't got to beg these people for nothing. Nothing, man. I keep calling out to my people. Let us unite, man. We are suffering because we allow ourselves to suffer. We are responsible for our own destruction. We are, nobody else. It is self-inflicted. When you look in the mirror and you want to find your enemy, look at yourself. Stop blaming everybody else. Nobody else but you is responsible for the position that you're in today. A credit system is set up, and we are not taught, our people are not taught financial literacy. So our people abuse their credit, not realizing that we are the true creditors. Hmm? The banking system is built off of us because we are the original people of the land. Man, I keep telling you, man, I can't make it up, man. I can't make it up. I just cannot make these things up. It's right in front of our faces, okay? It's right in front of our faces. And I've shown you this before. I've shown you this before, but here we go. Let me show y'all something, man. Hold on for 1 second. Let me pull this up. Let me just pull this up, the Daily Beast. So we got the Daily Beast right here, right? I always talk about, I'm gonna show you this and get out of here, but I get so hyped. I always want to show something else, right? Look at this. All right, so the Daily Beast, right? When the Dixie put slaves on money, why would slaves be on the US money? Merchants of the Planters Bank of the state of Georgia. Why would the central bank of Alabama, why would they have so-called Negroes on the money? Because we are the original money of the Americas. Okay? We are the original money. Y'all gonna learn, man. Greetings, lineage, greetings. Y'all gonna learn. And I'm here to teach you. All right, but I'm not just here to open up your mind and give you information. No, I'm here to, to provoke you. Okay, that we need to come together. We need to unite. We need to start making these moves. We should not be going into 2025 and end up in 2026 still singing the same old song. Yeah, we know who we are. So what's next? We don't need to prove ourselves to anybody because they know. We don't have to prove anything. They know. When we step up, they just got to move out the way or be moved out the way. One or two choices. It's either you move out the way or you're going to be moved out the way. It's really that simple. Because I promise you, when we unite, if and when we unite, ain't nobody could stop us. And they know this. All right? That's why they have to keep promoting all the low vibrational music and all this self-destructive vibrations to our people, so we cannot come together. So we have to stay divided, fighting each other, because we are our biggest enemies. Well, my sister Amina, almost every day I'm on here saying what the next step is. We got to unite. I mean, I cannot explain it anymore. I already told y'all I got things in place. I already got things in place. It's already in place. The house is already built. It's already built. But it cannot be a home without the people. And it doesn't matter how much we try to do things individually, it's not going to be as effective as doing it as a collective. All right. And when I say a collective, it's going to take some time to build. You see, once again, a lot of people come to us and come to me and they want things done overnight. Okay. They want things done overnight, things that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all these people that had all this huge following, they couldn't accomplish certain things, but they want to come to chief and want things done overnight and get impatient. I'm like, no. Okay. We got to take our time and build. The only difference is we don't have to speak in codes. We don't have to be like, oh, well, and the ancestors, hey, guide and protect, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X on their continued journey. But we don't have to use codes and say, well, the Negro is exiled in his own land. No, we could keep it real. We, the American Indians, we are exiled in our own land. We don't have to use codes because we know who we are. And we should not be afraid to state who we are. Okay? And then we could use different laws and certain treaties and certain things we could put in place. And once we do that, now it becomes an international matter opposed to a local matter. That's it. All right. So I made my point. Go look at that clip again. Look at it a few times. Look at it a few more times and let it sink in. Let it sink in. Can you imagine 10, 20,000 of us? We have our own indigenous ID and we saying that's who we are. And we're united. I'm telling you, we're going to shake this whole foundation. All right. And of course, 20,000 people ain't got to jump up immediately and said, hey, this is who we are. No. But there's enough of us, okay, to do our thing together. All right. And whether you are an individual doing your thing, that's cool. But when the collective come to make the move as an individual, you could come to the collective and say, hey, you know what? Let's do this. So I'm just saying. I mean, wherever we go, you know, different states have different, you know, rules and regulations, you know, but the bottom line is we should not be dependent on these people again to accept who we are or have the option to accept or reject who we are. We should not be asking these people for things. All right. We should just put it in place and say, hey, here is the notice. You see, a notice is different from asking. If I'm putting you on notice, I'm not asking you. If I put you on notice, I'm not requesting. I'm putting you on notice and saying, this is what it is. And until you could, how would I put it? Rebuttal. Until you could rebuttal, you know what I'm saying? Then within 30 days, that becomes law. Because when I said you might notice, that's an affidavit. And if you cannot respond within the period of time that I give you to rebuttal or debunk what I stated in that notice, then guess what, man? That becomes law. So there are many ways for us to do what we need to do. We just gotta we just gotta come together. You see, the individuality is what's killing us. Because everybody want to be the individual. The days for individuality is done. We got to get back to the community. We got to get back to the village. We got to bring back the clans. We got to bring back the tribe. It's the only way it's going to work. There's no need to be afraid. Well, like I said, I don't know about how you get back money from anybody. All I know is this. All of it belongs to us. And when we step up, it will be ours. People looking for money, I'm not looking for money. I'm looking for my land. I'm looking for my birthright because all of that comes from the land. You see, we are focusing on the wrong things. We're focusing on the wrong things. We already got the riches. We're just not claiming it. The money is not the riches. The birthright, the land is. That's what we need to be focused on. We are focusing on the wrong things. Our identity is the jewel. Our birthright is the jewel. That's the money. That's the currency. You feel me? That's the currency. Money come, money go. Today or tomorrow, they could give everybody so-called reparations and then take that whole system and turn it into cryptocurrency. And say, oh, you know what? We're going to change everything into cryptocurrency. Well, what are you going to do? That money is no longer valid. The trade was done before when silver and gold was the money of the land, and they gave the people an opportunity to turn it in. And those who didn't turn it in, they take that whole system and they created a fiat currency, what we got right now. You feel me? So let us not focus on money. Let's focus on our energy. Let's focus on who we are. And when we step up, we decide what the money is. Because we are the original people of the land. Or at least we'll be in a position to navigate and put things in place for our people. But we cannot focus on the money. The money is not the answer. Can you imagine giving so many so-called black people, Negroes, whatever you want to call us, a few $1 million, and our people were not taught financial literacy? They're going to give it right back to the system. What type of, that's not reparations. Reparations means to repair, to make whole again. That's what it means. You feel me? So we need to focus on that. What true reparation means. What true redress means. That's what we need to focus on. And the reparations is restoration of who we are. Getting back the land. Getting back our identity. That's when we really start making moves. All right? So, again, enjoy the rest of your 24. Who knows? I might pop up with another video, okay? I don't know. But I just have to come drop that for my brothers and sisters. So, I love y'all, and we'll talk soon. Take care. And listen, and that's good. You know, there's already land. You know, let's come together and start building and see what we could do. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Like I said, man, the individual thing is not going to work. It's not going to work. It'll only work for so long until that pressure starts folding in. Okay? So it has to be a collective. It has to be a group effort. It has to be us coming together and saying, listen, man, this is what it is. All right? All right. One love.